welcome to StrengthRepublic TV. This is going to be your channel for all things food related, mindset related, recipes, anything that will help you along your health and fitness journey. So today we are talking about how to instill healthy habits and maintain them long term. So first and foremost, as a precision nutrition coach and someone who has taken the journey to lose 40 pounds and 15% body fat, also conquering Hashimoto's, I've been able to work with women who have autoimmune disease. And there's one key component that it comes down to, and that is focusing on one habit at a time. So when you are practicing a habit and you are trying to make a lifestyle change, it can be so overwhelming, right? Like we get caught up in the thought, I know when I was 200 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna make this huge change? It looked like something that was super overwhelming. I needed to literally change everything from all of my eating habits to my grocery shopping, to how I cooked, to where I went out to eat, to the people that I hung out with even, because obviously, you know, when we go out and not everybody else is eating healthy, it's either the blame game or the shame game, or we fall into the trap of temptation. And so it really seemed super overwhelming. And for a long time, I put that off. Every other Monday, it would be like starting something new, right? Because I kept falling off the bandwagon. And a lot of people struggle to stay on the bandwagon because they focus on too much at one time. So today I want to talk to you about how to instill good, healthy habits and maintain them. So first and foremost, I want you to focus on one thing at a time. One thing for 2 weeks until you feel really confident that you have established a good, solid routine around this habit, and then you can anchor on or attach other habits to that habit to help you kind of build and gradually do a overhaul and complete lifestyle change, right? So what I would challenge you to do today is to look at some of the things in your life where you feel you need to make changes. And this might be with your morning routine, it might be with your exercise routine, it may be with your weekend routine and around getting some time set aside to go to the grocery store or food prep. It may be something as simple as water, right? Getting in the water that you need so that you can be hydrated, that you can feel good, that you're okay. So you're gonna pick one thing today, and I want you to write it down. I want you to write it down and say, I am focusing on X habit. So let's use water as an example. I am going to focus on drinking more water every single day. My goal is to drink 60 ounces of water for at least 2 weeks. And then I want you to tell somebody about it. And I want you to find an accountability partner or an accountability coach that you can check in with and you can update your progress to. If that needs to be me, shoot me a message. We would love to hear how you're changing your habits. Every few weeks, if you feel that you haven't established that habit, that you're still kind of, lacking with consistency and that you've only done it maybe 60% or 70% of the time, I don't want you to move on to the next thing until you really feel like you have mastered and instilled a good routine around this particular habit. Because when we focus on more than one thing at a time, we lose steam. In fact, our success rate drops by 50 to 80%. So you may do it half the time, you may do it 20% of the time if you're focusing on more than one thing at a time. So I want you to be strategic here, and I want you to kind of write out some of the top habits that you need to change that will help you along your journey. And I'll give you a couple of examples here of the things that I think are most important. Number one is what I mentioned before, making sure that you're drinking at least half of your body weight in water to stay hydrated. Number two is that you have veggies. At least 50% of your plate at every single meal should be vegetables. Okay, so steamed vegetables, salad, leafy greens. The more leafy greens, the better. The third thing here I would say is that you have lean protein at every single meal. I have lean protein even in my snacks. So I have lean protein 3, sometimes 5 times a day, depending upon our schedule, right? Lean protein every single meal. If you are working out, I would recommend that you have carbs around your workout time. So if you're working out in the evening time, like I am today, then I'm having my most carb-dense meal for dinner. If I worked out in the morning, I would flip-flop that most carb-dense meal and have that for breakfast, okay? So that would be my fourth thing. And my fifth thing here would just be that you make it a routine to work out or move at least 30 minutes a day. So again, going back to where I was when I was 200 pounds, looking at this lifestyle change that I needed to make, it was really overwhelming. And honestly, I wish that I knew now what I knew then what I know now, because I would have been much more successful at a faster rate, because I would have focused on one thing at a time. And those first four things that I just shared with you are all things that you can do on your own to be accountable, because you have to eat every single day. We fuel our body with food, and nutrition is very, very important. So that's kind of why I saved that fifth thing to be moving and exercise. And exercise is super important, but your nutrition is more important, because that is how our body fuels. That is what gives us energy. That is how we feel physically, and how we nourish ourselves from the inside out. So those would be my top 5 things that I would say if you're just starting out on your journey that you could focus on. But I want you to write down what you feel is the biggest culprit or biggest downfall. So maybe you've already established good water habits and you drink plenty of water. Then focus on vegetables. Maybe you also have lean protein every single meal. Again, focus on the vegetables, or whatever it is that you feel that you're lacking consistency with. I want you to write it down. I want you to do it for at least 2 weeks. And if you're consistent, let's say 95 to 100%, because no one is perfect, then you can move on to the second thing. And make sure that you celebrate those wins and celebrate those successes along the way, because those are important as you go throughout your journey, to make sure that you are enjoying the process and not making it feel like a chore. Because if it's a chore, you won't be consistent for the rest of your life. And we want to help you make a lifestyle change that's sustainable. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more nutrition, fitness, and mindset tips to come.